Before we get into this video, I want to let you all know that we have a brand new Discord server. We made it easier for people to come into the server and ask questions, submit their setups, talk about PC hardware deals and other things that they may need to know regarding the PC hardware space, and just create a really awesome interactive community. So if you haven't joined the Discord server already, link in the description down below. Now, let's get into the PC video. For those who do not know, I primarily stream over on twitch.tv/ToastyBros. We do a lot of PC hardware deal hunting streams, PC builds, some gaming streams, and a lot of other fun stuff. So if you aren't following that, be sure to click on the link in the description down below to hit the follow button over there. Now the main reason I brought that up is because this video is going to be focused on live streaming, more specifically a budget PC build focused around being a dedicated streaming PC. Now I've done a ton of videos in the past around this subject, more specifically OBS NDI, which is a plugin that allows you to use a secondary PC as an encoding machine to take the load of streaming off your gaming PC and allow you to achieve higher frame rates on your gaming PC and allow you to stream at still relatively good quality, if not better quality, because you're able to crank up the settings a little bit because you're not gaming on the same PC that you're streaming from. So because of this, I got a little bit curious. I made a couple PCs around the $200 price range that are really good for streaming, and actually people in my family who are interested in live streaming have been using them a lot recently. So if you can't tell by the title of this video, I decided to bump it up a notch and try to build a PC for $50. You heard that right, a $50 PC using a Dell Optiplex tower and a Core 2 quad pre-built that I basically got for free. Yes, I know I got it for free, and in most use cases you're not going to be able to get it for free, but I'll link some resources down below to a ton of different places you can get Dell Optiplex towers in your local area, or on places like eBay if you want to pay a little bit more, where you get these things to next to nothing, considering they're close to being obsolete in 2019, and well, they might be still good for something. And to pair with that Optiplex tower, we picked up an ATI Radeon 5450, the graphics card that everyone memes about as being one of the worst graphics cards that you can get, well, in 2019 that is. But the key thing is with OBS NDI and their encoding system, you benefit a lot more from having a dedicated graphics card installed into the PC. So because of that, we found literally the cheapest card that we could get, which is a 5450 from ATI. And overall, for around 50 bucks, I was able to put together a very affordable, well, maybe able to streaming PC. Let me go show you real quick. Okay, so the streaming PC is actually down in my basement currently, so what we're going to do is head on down there and see what we can get. But the whole idea behind this Dell Optiplex tower is trying to make a really good value for money streaming PC, because in this day and age, everyone wants to get the most frames that they can, and everyone and their mother wants to live stream. So being able to stream something at, well, relatively decent settings using a secondary streaming PC for what could be like 50 bucks as opposed to spending a ton of money on a PC for streaming and gaming at the same time may actually be somewhat cost effective. So here she is, the beautiful Dell Optiplex 780, which I did purposely upgrade. We'll sit it on top of this old Dead by Daylight PC. As you can see in here, definitely not the most optimal solution. We do have this inland SSD, a 120 gig SSD, just kind of, you know, propped up in there. We do have 8 gigabytes of memory in here. That is DDR2 memory, so it's well, not optimal, but there is 8 gigabytes in here, so that could help with performance numbers. And I've noticed OBS really does prefer 8 gigs of RAM if at all possible. And this is that 5450 I talked about, which actually a viewer sent over a long time ago in a stockpile of old GPUs he got from a recycling plant. And the system actually does work. I made sure to test it before I dove into this whole video because I didn't want to get a PC that, well, didn't work at all. And the CPU that's actually inside this thing is a Core 2 Quad Q9600. It's a higher end Core 2 Quad CPU with a higher clock speed. I don't have the exact number off the top of my head. I'll put it on screen right here, but the CPU should, in theory, be enough for 720p, very fast preset, maybe with this graphics card, if we can get OBS NDI working. That is the hope, but you know what? You're not going to know until the very end of this video, so let's bring this PC upstairs and turn her on and see exactly what we got going for us. Alright, let's plug this bad boy in. Maybe. Will it turn on? Uh-oh. Okay, false alarm. The power cord wasn't actually plugged in, so this should work now. Ooh, listen to that baby roar. Lord have mercy, that 5450. But hey, it's working. Booting into Windows really quickly. Core 2 Quad Streaming PC, poggers. And boom, we're in with a non-activated version of Windows. Oh yeah. Now, for those who don't know how OBS NDI works, this is going to be a very cut and dry explanation. In short, what you'll have is your main PC right here, which, for example, this is my gaming PC, my main PC that I'm using. You will have that open with an OBS instance, which right here, as you can tell, I have my camera right here, which I'm being captured using a capture card, like running on this PC. And then what you're going to do is install OBS NDI, which I'll leave a link to a tutorial down below in the description that'll help you out more than I can right now, and a couple of references, but it's really self-explanatory. You install OBS on both PCs. There's the other PC. This is PC. Install OBS NDI on both PCs, and then you're going to create a source on here like you would any other OBS thing, like a webcam, game capture, etc., called NDI source. And what you'll have here is, well, an NDI source that will basically link back to this after OBS NDI is enabled on here. Again, there'll be a deeper explanation using the links in the description down below and a bunch of other tutorials that I have noticed and have seen in the past that will help you walk through the whole process. But what should happen is if I select the source on here and they are both plugged into the same physical network, which as of right now, they are all plugged into that one switch hanging right there, everything should just work. So as Jensen likes to say, please just work. And boom, so far, I think we're good. As you can tell, there's a clear delay. So if I move my hand, there's definitely a delay. But that doesn't matter because this PC is going to be doing all the streaming. So really, all that matters is what the viewer is going to see. It's not like there's going to be any lag because of this. And as you can tell, my audio talking is actually going to the source as well. So if I go over here, let me let it focus real quick. If I smack the microphone, smack, 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 smack. Smack, 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 smack. You see the audio speaking? You know, it's gonna work. Now, but does this actually work when I hit the start streaming button? Well, that is what we're going to try right now. Alright, so now I just finished a live stream over on twitch.tv/ToastyBros testing out that system, and let's dive into some of the footage and decide exactly what we think about it and what kind of quality we got from the secondary streaming PC. Now, the main target that I was looking to achieve with this streaming PC was to be able to stream using the very fast preset at 720p 30 FPS and try to avoid dropping as many frames as we possibly can. And as you can see on screen here, streaming at 720p 30 FPS using 6,000 kilobits per second and a very fast preset, we get a, well, optimal but not ideal use case. As you can tell, it does work, it does look good, but that 30 FPS though, it's not the most enjoyable experience in the world. Now yes, there are people who do stream at 30 FPS because they have to, and it works for them. But in 2019, 99% of people who stream on Twitch, well, at least a very vast majority, if not all streamers on Twitch, try their best to stream at higher than 30 FPS, even 45 FPS, which at 720p 45 FPS was basically unusable. It's more ideal to try to go for that higher frame rate as opposed to that higher resolution, in my humble opinion. So what we tried to do was, well, lower the resolution. So what we did was drop it from 720p to 480p, yes, I said 480p, bear with me here, and change the frame rate to 60 FPS. And well, as you can see on screen here, it was actually not that bad. We were actually able to stream at 60 FPS with a few hiccups here and there. It wasn't the smoothest 60 FPS experience, but it was far and ahead much smoother than the 30 FPS 720p stream, and the difference between 720p and 480p was noticeable, but not as noticeable as you might think. I think this is the ideal setup for this streaming PC, and the viewers of the stream really agreed with me that the 480p at 60 FPS looked relatively acceptable, and people who were joining the stream would not have any issues watching that. When you first start streaming on Twitch, you're limited to what quality control settings you can offer your viewers. It's literally random. Sometimes you can get quality control settings for people to change between 480p, 360p, 720p, whatever, if their internet can handle it, but sometimes you're actually locked to whatever the source output is. So streaming at 480p makes it easier for people with very crappy internet connection to actually watch your stream and not have any issues. So I guess overall, I would just have to say that I'm actually very impressed with this PC. Now, is it really easy to obtain for $50? With a little bit of deal hunting, I think it's very easy for you to find a system around this price range, if not free, because Core 2 Quad systems are starting to become obsolete from just modern Windows tasks, and you'll be able to find these things at your local recycling plants or just schools getting rid of them in a lot of different places. Make sure though you are getting a Core 2 Quad Optiplex and not a Core 2 Duo, because the Duo is not going to be able to handle this whatsoever, but a Core 2 Quad, as you can tell, does work very well. So I guess the moral of this video is this: if you're on a very tight budget, let's say you have a budget PC and you want to get into live streaming, consider picking up a $50 Dell Optiplex or a $50 PC in general. And even better, if you can find a deal on something like an i5 2400, that would be an even better option Dell Optiplex to go with and actually get a 720p 60 FPS experience while having to sacrifice to 480p. But just know, you're spending $50 on a computer. There are gonna be some sacrifices, and if you're willing to live with that, I think you'll have a very enjoyable experience. And that'll wrap this video up here, guys. If you like this video, leave a like down below and comment Core 2 Quad in the comment section down below if you made it this far. I would love to know what you think of this setup and if it's something you think is viable for people who want to get into live streaming but are on a very tight budget. And if you aren't already, consider subscribing and following us on all our social media platforms like Twitter and also our brand new Discord server. We started a new Discord server because the old one was kind of crappy, but if you want to join the Discord server, click the link in the description down below and it will direct you directly to our brand new beautiful Discord server that actually is functioning. Thank you again, Zach. Thanks again, guys, for watching this video, and hopefully I will see you all in the next one. Peace.